I think I should start. Just a few words to introduce myself. My name is Vincent Somocha. I'm the CEO of the company since the creation of the company late in 2015, 16. I had a long experience in several businesses, but I just invested last part of my career in this fantastic project that now is becoming even more interesting. And then I leave then Enrico to present himself. IGEA start as the lady says before, from an historical idea of researching better solution for life in the field of neurological illnesses like Alzheimer's and diabetes. Then the ideas grow up in Italy and became effective in the US in 2016 when we created our laboratory that it was fully certified, in which we launched our free copper detection in the blood. It's a B2C business where we offer the service of measuring the free copper in blood and giving supplementary diet to reduce the free copper in blood. Then in the becoming of and exploiting new opportunities to remain in the, let's say, business of making the life better for people, we encounter the Blue Sky Natural Resources project that we found absolutely amazing and interesting. And we decided to join the two companies in a way to make this project effective. The idea was to make a business combination. We were at the time already listed at the SIX stock exchange. So the process was quite long, but the effort we put in place was extremely high, because we strongly believe in the project. Just few steps. As said, we listed the company December 2018 at the Zurich Stock Exchange. As said, we are a Dutch-based company with a usual governance of a Dutch company. We have a board of directors and the several committees to...
Can we go to slide 3 and 4, please, Matthias?
Yes, please. Maybe 3, please.
3.
Yeah. I said we studied the project that BSNR was exploiting, and we found it very linked to our way of thinking, the changing the life of people. And so we start negotiation in a way to join the two companies and exploit the both product line businesses. As said, we finally made an offer to the shareholder of Blue Sky Natural Resources, make effective on September, and the 90 almost was 97 point something, right, Enrico?
Yes, 98.3%
of the
shareholders
Natural Resources shareholders accepted the offer that we made. So we put in the market almost 310 million new shares exchanging the shares of Blue Sky Natural Resources. As said, the transaction became effective at the end of September, and since that date, we start exchanging shares of Blue Sky with the shares of IGEA. As you see on the chart number 4, the structure of the group is quite big, because IGEA Pharma, that is the listed company, owns 50% of the Blue Sky Swiss project, in which the project of the cannabis is related for, and the CBD, sorry, not the cannabis. And IGEA owns, in other way, the 95% of the corporation in which we have our laboratory, and 100% of Equilibrium Food, where we have some supplements, and ATI BioNTech is an Italian company. We own 20%. The shareholder base of IGEA Pharma, of course, slightly changed after the business combination, and you see all the historical shareholders, CHI, BV, and Cristina Canepa, together with the new shareholders that are belonging to the Blue Sky Swiss organization. Just a few words on the board of directors, where we have very experienced people working together. I leave the portfolio to Enrico. Maybe is more familiar with all the processes. As said, I'm the CEO. Giovanna Puppo della Gherardesca is a lawyer that is acting as a chairman of the company. Massimiliano Colella has a huge background in healthcare. Raffaele Bertoni as a long experienced manager around the world, and Mario Patrocollo is working since I'd say probably 50 years in healthcare and medical businesses, and he worked with the most important group around the world. So they have a team very well experienced on this field, and altogether we are performing I mean, I think a huge and deep work on the field to make the plan working. I think as an introduction, if there is any question, please ask. Otherwise, I leave Enrico words to describe the business of the business combination.
Yeah, thank you, Vincenzo. Good morning, everyone. My name is Enrico Berton. I'm currently the investor relator for the group, and I will give you a brief introduction on the company and what IGEA Pharma is all about. Okay, so IGEA Pharma, as already mentioned, completed the business combination at the end of September. And since then, the whole effort has been in implementing and executing the plan that was presented through the prospectus. What does Blue Sky Swiss do? The company is about to complete a extraction plant in the field of vegetable matrices, and specifically in the extraction of CBD oil, which is the first type of vegetable that we're gonna address. Why are we? What do we intend to do? We intend to complete the factory, which is going to employ a proprietary supercritical CO2 technology. CO2 technology is a proven technology in other extraction fields, And we have developed some proprietary processes whereby we believe that we're going to achieve a higher level of quality. Who are we going to serve? We're going to serve the B2B market, which is a market yet to be developed in the both wellness and prevention, and especially in the field of pharma, wellness, nutraceutical, food and beverage, and therefore what we aim to do is to become very specialized. Most of the companies out there have a fully integrated line of products, whereas we intend to focus specifically on hemp, which is one of the three species of cannabis. It's specifically called cannabis sativa. It's not for the recreational market. It is for the wellness market and the prevention market. Out of cannabis sativa, you can get CBD extracts, as you can see from the slide, terpenes, which are flavors that are going to be used, vegetable waxes, which are also used in the cosmetics business, and then there's side products which are part of the process. The total market size is huge, and it is growing at a very fast pace. It is expected to grow at a 14% compounded annual growth rate. And as far as Europe is concerned, this whole industry is estimated to be worth up to 100 and some billion. There are some issues about regulations in Europe, which are to be overcome, but all the recent events are giving us confidence that most of the legal cannabis, so to speak, where the THC levels are below the legal threshold, that means sometimes 2%, sometimes 3%, depending on the country, are actually not considered to be drugs, but actually to have medical and wellness effects that are actually encouraged by a lot of physicians. So what are we about to do? The market is very fragmented, and there's not a single player which has positioned itself as the high quality, technologically advanced type of extraction. Needless to say that most of the product that it's out in the market now is a product of extraction by solvents, which means that you still keep residues in the CBD oil, which is something that you as a consumer don't particularly want to have in your body once you buy wellness products. So what the Blue Sky has developed in the last 4 or 5 years, and that's been part of the big research and development effort, is to be a market innovator. So we've worked on one side on the technologies and the processes, and that's what we're about to implement. And on the other side, we also are working upstream to get a full vertical integration on the seeding and the cultivation of hemp, to really reach the perfect balance between the title of the hemp that we're using, by using also freezing methods and other proprietary technology that we'll see later, and which means being so focused and so specialized, we expect and we intend to reach operational excellence because of being one of the few ones using CO2 proprietary processes to implement a GMP pharma type of output, and of course to be very cost conscious and to be maximize profitability. Why can we say this? And this is the whole list of what we've been working on in the last 3 to 5 years. We have already started a proprietary nutrition program to grow hemp. Where are we going to grow hemp? Mostly in Italy. Italy has a long history of hemp cultivation. We have a host of specialized farmers which are already working with us to give us the necessary input for the extraction facility. We have developed also handling and storage procedures. As I mentioned before, we are using frozen hemp, which preserves raw material quality. We've also developed the proprietary pre-treatment process, which makes a huge difference in then getting the extraction right. We have terpenes recovery and separation as well developed, and the extraction process, as I mentioned before, is something that we have not patented, but that is being the core of our business. As I mentioned, we are designing the production process and the facilities to be one of the first ones and one of the few ones to reach a GMP pharma type of output. And on top of this, it's not mentioned here because we have not started the whole application, but we have an application for the novel food. Novel food is that type of license that you need in order to be able to be a partner with big food and beverage companies, as well as for any type of food supplements. Now, of course, this all needs to be traced, and we have already a whole IT system with blockchain technology to go from the farm all the way to delivery, and we have also developed our own particular oil blend. As you know, CBD cannot be will be sold in bulk, but cannot be taken with 100% concentration, so has to be blended with different types of oil. You know, most of it is olive oil, but this one, as IGEA, is a proprietary brand that we have, which also helps preservation, the extract from the oxidation, and a whole set of other innovation in product, such as the use of algae. And needless to say that we are very conscious about all ESG rules. So we have designed the factory for a whole heat recovery cycle. We're using green energy for the auto production, and of course, all the waste and consumables will be part of our production process. Next, Matthias, please. These are, our strengths, or what we think they are. We're fairly sure, and of course weaknesses. On the plus side, the supercritical CO2 extraction, the GMP pharma specs, and where we think we are newcomers to this market because we don't see the existing manufacturers providing the type of quality and the type of and the size to really serve this market. We're not limited to hemp. Therefore, we have all sorts of matrices, vanilla, rose, rosemary, and and therefore we think we can expand beyond hemp. But of course, we like to do one thing at a time. So the first focus is on hemp and getting that market served properly. We have, received approval to produce in Switzerland, and just getting that approval is something that we feel is an asset to the company. On the financing side, we already have, and that's on the website, we already have a deal with a main financial institution to provide us funding capital. We're also raising additional funds, as you can imagine, given that we are ramp-up phase. And the other asset that we have is that in the last couple of years, we have already produced enough raw material to cover 2022 production. So we feel fairly confident about controlling the acquisition price. On the forecast, we can say that the first production line will be fully up and running in 2022 by the summer. And the second line is already forecasted in the plan that you will see, with GBC Research. We have already the second line planned for 2023. Large quantities to give you an idea of how we intend to position ourselves in the market, to be a credible player in a market that is either fragmented in certain ways, or it's fully integrated. Our competitors go from cultivation all the way to distribution, B2C, really now trying to gain market share through buying dispensaries and pharmacies and whatnot. We think there's a niche for us because we intend to serve those marketers. We intend to be very focused on getting the best output at the lower cost, and this is really where we position ourselves. We do not have any charts about the stock price and where it went and whatnot, because we are by all means starting a whole new plan, and therefore I think our company has to be looked from a stock market point of view. I think this is our T1 or T0, T1, and you'll see the developments, and we'll keep you updated through GBC on the future developments and where we stand with the execution of the plan that is already mapped out in GBC Research. Thank you very much for your attention. I think we've left some time for questions, about 10 minutes. Matthias, I think that was the case, or if you want, I can continue, or if you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer.
Absolutely. We have 10 minutes left. So just for all the viewers out there, you can use the chat function to post your questions. And there was just, the first question just came in. Is the company already productive in selling their CBD products? And that's the first question from the viewers.
No, it's not producing yet. As I mentioned, we are in the execution phase of the plan, and the GMP Pharma is also the certification that we are pursuing. Differentiation vis-a-vis competitors already in the market. As I mentioned before, there's only a couple of GMP Pharma setups. There's no one except for the UK has achieved the novel food certification, and the other thing is the proprietary supercritical CO2 has given us on lab tests and first runs that we've done, given us comfort that we are going to come out with a superior product to the market. We have, of course, yet to complete the whole certification, but we feel fairly confident that that's the way to go.
Okay. Then the next question is regarding the sales volume in 2022, and when do you expect the break even?
Okay, the sales volume in 2022 are, as I mentioned before, are reflected in our production capacity, and if we do. This is a very low overhead cost company. The overall investment is to be carried out in the first semester of this year, and soon thereafter we can sell. We have already received quite a bit of interest from large specialized distributors, and we are signing up the distribution deals. Based on that, we can give estimate on break even, but within the 18 months from when we start, even in 2022, we can definitely break even because of, as I mentioned before, low overhead. The overall investment is about 12 million, which does not impact significantly on with the first line, does not impact significantly. We have purchased the raw material already at very favorable prices, and that's what we're going to do. Have I replied to that? So 2022 is something that we can reach. Again, an update will come in the next 2 or 3 months after we have signed the deals for distribution, because that is really going back to our business model. It's a B2B model, so we do not expect to see results on the B2C market. We have no marketing expenses whatsoever. This is not a consumer company. It is a specialized producer for large companies that will spend marketing money to reach their consumers. Focus market, I see here. Sorry, there's another. Okay,
you can answer them right away, and
I can see them. I'm sorry for going this, but I know we only have 10 minutes, and we'll be available for one-to-ones if anybody wants to go in greater details. Focus markets, the consumer health more than medical, because medical takes a longer time for approval, even though IGEA Pharma has experience, because we've had FDA approve some of other products that we had in the past. But absolutely, it is consumer health, but not directly, but through other marketing companies or manufacturers. Geographic focus market, of course, we are based in Europe. We have the production and the licenses out of Switzerland, which is a very forward market for CBD. The company is Dutch, so also another favorable jurisdiction. But we are not limited to Europe. We are focusing on also entering the US market, always as a B2B. Otherwise, it's way too competitive. So we do not intend to go head on with the large players. Asia is an emerging market with a very low quality product. Therefore, we think we can make a difference there, even though maybe quantities will be somewhat limited at the start. Of course, the US and Canada are the most developed markets so far. Europe is growing, as we can see. And then, of course, other markets, we've had discussions to enter the South American market through Mexico. And so we're entertaining conversations with those. More updates will come in probably March, when we think we're going to be ready to supply the first batches of product to do preliminary agreements with distributors.
Another question in German was regarding the price of the CBD oil.
Price of CBD oil, it is in your research. We are a premium pricing, which if you look at from the existing product out there, it is definitely premium. If you look at from the type of product, which is GMP pharma type of product, it is at quite a discount. So we think we're going to fall in between those two markets. Let me give you an example. One of the few ones using CBD in their medicines is this company called GW Pharmaceuticals, which has gone through all the necessary approvals. And that type of product commands a much higher price. We're talking about probably 20 to 30,000 a kilo. Now, we believe we can position ourselves in the range of about 8,000. I'm talking about euros per kilo, which is at 50 to 80% premium to what's out there. when you go and check it out, you will see that very few of those producers use supercritical CO2 technology. So you need to just take that away from us, because that's not competition. There's the other thing is pharma grade type of output. Even that one, very few companies can provide that. And then what we believe is the quality of the hemp and the processes that we're employing, which will give us a higher quality output. We're going to put out a research on the major differences, not now, but within a few months, which will show why we are positioning ourselves where we are. And this is, we're getting comforted by distributors who are looking for this type of product. And the reliability of supply is another key factor in discussing with large manufacturers of food and beverage and nutraceuticals. None of the big names have entered this market because they have not been reassured that the whole traceability and effectiveness of the oil can be guaranteed. And that's where we think there's a big opportunity.
All right, the next question just came in. How much capital do you intend to raise in the next 12 to 18 months?
Well, the first round of investment is about 12 million euros, of which we have, as I mentioned before, we have already secured about 10 million from a financial provider through a convertible that's called Negma. We would like to also diversify our sources of funding. Therefore, in the next 12 months, actually it's in the next 6 to 8 months, we intend to invest, as I said, 12 million. We've already invested 1.7 million for the purchase of the factory in Switzerland. And there's about another 10 to 11 million that we need to invest. There's two ways, as I mentioned before. One is pulling on Negma's resources. One of the main shareholders of the company, called All Asset Management, is about to, on the 10th of December, is issuing a convertible bond. And there's going to be probably all the details of the bond. And overall, what I think we're looking at in the next 8 months is to have a constant flow of both stock price stabilizing, because this is really the first conference that we are attending. We did not want to go out and make a big splash before we had all everything in order in the house. So we completed the business combination, and now we are on the fundraising exercise, which possibly will be completed by sometime in March. Perfect.
Maybe just one last question. How much do you expect to harvest per year, and what's currently in storage?
Sorry, say it again?
How much can you harvest per year?
Oh, okay.
And what's currently in storage?
Well, harvest is not an issue, because we have a very flexible model. Let me explain what that means. We are on top of the process for seeding and raising the small plants, and then we can outsource the service to grow as much as we can. There's not a problem of land, it is more a problem of knowledge, and we have the right people to go out there. I mean, the seeding and the planting and the irrigation and all the technology that we have developed can be applied pretty much to any farmer willing to service us. The quantities, I think, are in your research, and it's about 90,000 tons that we have, and therefore we have enough for the output of 2022. Needless to say that the growing season goes from sometime in April all the way to September. That's when you harvest. So basically, we feel that for 2023, that's what we're going to do. And any additional funds that we're going to raise are going to be dedicated to, of course, the vertical integration for agriculture. Of course, the quantities that we have in the plan can be easily matched, and we have cost control over this. We're not purchasing from the market. We are, in a joint ventures with farmers developing. So we only have fixed costs that we can control.
Perfect. We are now, the time is now up, and we went through all the questions, but I think you are also available for one-to-ones, for in-depth discussions with any investor, right?
Yes, please.
Yes.
I mean, anyone with questions, thank you for your attention. And
thank you very much.
More than happy to answer any more questions. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.